Hi, this is Matt from tracyandmatt.co.uk, and here I have the LG GD510 or the LG Pop. Just going to do a quick unbox for you now before we head off and do our full review. So with the handset itself, just immediately on top, and we'll look at that in a bit more detail in just a moment. Also in the box, we have a standard USB style charger. We have a micro USB to micro USB sync and charge cable, pretty standard. Have the bag that the handset was in. And then we have a headset. It's a wired headset, so on one end we have a micro USB connector, length of cable, then we have an inline microphone with a push button. There's no volume control and it's quite a chunky affair there. And then we have the headphones on the other end, which aren't terribly bad. They're okay. How good they are, can't really comment, but they don't look awful. You then have a battery, which is a 900 milliamp hour battery, and it's quite small. And then finally we have the user guide, on printed user guide, and no CD-ROM or anything like that, unfortunately, but just a printed user guide and probably the warranty card in that pack there. So bring the handset over and have a look at that in a bit more detail. It is extremely small and light. That is the first thing that sort of springs to mind when actually picking it up. Weighs only 87 grams, and the front is, as you can see, fairly uncluttered, having only the one button, and therefore obviously is completely touchscreen. The display then is 3-inch diagonal, is 240 by 400 pixels. On the left hand side we have an up-down volume control rocker. We'll just peel off that protector there so you can see that a bit better. So we have an up and down volume control rocker, then we have a cover over the micro USB sync charge socket, and that's obviously where we plug our headphones into. On the bottom, really nothing to speak of. Again, we have a bit of a protector on the bottom, but there's just a hole for the microphone. On the right hand side, again under a bit of plastic cover, which we'll peel off, we have a dedicated camera button, and that's really all there is on the side. That does actually double up as a menu button, I think, too. On the top we have just a small power button, and that also doubles up as a lock, which obviously I guess puts the unit into basically a sleep mode. On the back we have a 3 megapixel autofocus camera, but we don't have a flash or a mirror for taking self-portraits. It's a fairly basic handset, and obviously a fairly basic camera, but the back pops off like so. We've got space for a micro SD card, which according to the spec that we've just read will support up to 16 gig, and obviously our SIM card goes just here. Battery pops in like so, and obviously and then the back cover just slides back on like that. And if we just power up, and we'll wait for that to turn on, it is quad band for GSM, so it's going to work in terms of voice pretty much wherever you're going to take it. So first of all, when we turn on, it's asking us to do a touchpad calibration, so I think we can probably do that with our fingers. And we'll save the calibration. And once we start, you'll probably see that we have a fairly familiar looking interface, pretty common amongst the LG handsets. So along the bottom we have a phone dialer, so we can obviously get in and dial the numbers. Quite a sensitive touch screen, has to be said, and not requiring too hard a press to actually make that function. And then we have contacts, which obviously warning me that I don't have a SIM card installed, but obviously I don't have any contacts set up. We have messaging, so we have inbox, outbox, sent items and so on. And then we have our menu, which is again pretty standard. You can scroll through the menu items as you'd expect, and also we can rotate the display, and a built-in G sensor will actually rotate and rotate back. And it does rotate rather quickly, although Does rotate rather quickly, although the backlight timeout is actually a little faster than I would really like, because it's popping off rather quickly. If we push the button down the bottom here, you'll notice it's actually illuminated green at the moment. If I press it, it'll bring up the phone dialer, and it turns red to turn the phone dialer off, because we do only have that single button on the front. It is dual purpose, so when it's green it enables to answer a call, and when it's red it enables us to hang up the call. We do also have multiple screens, so we can swipe around so we can get to the next panel, and then we have a third panel which looks like some games installed or something on there, but that is customizable. Then we have the option down the bottom where we can add widgets onto the page, so I can add a calendar and I can add a memo note in terms of widgets onto the screen there. It's all pretty standard stuff, as I say, for LG. Most of the handsets do this now. Finish up running down the specification. Internal memory is only 42 megabytes, so if you're going to take any photographs or use it for media, audio and video, then certainly you're going to want to use that micro SD card. We're not really sure what the CPU is. That's not been disclosed in the spec, nor has the amount of available ROM. But we do obviously, as we've seen already, we do have the G sensor. We do have Bluetooth 2 with A2DP support, but we don't unfortunately have Wi-Fi. Battery life is listed at being 8 hours for talk time and up to 300 hours standby time, which isn't bad. As I say, it's an extremely small and lightweight handset, and it's certainly not going to really notice that in your pocket, so that's quite cool. We'll have a full review of the LG GD510 or the LG Pop over the next couple of weeks, and if you're a fan of our unboxing videos, check out the others that we have on unboxings.com.